嘿，大家好，欢迎来到我频道，我是大海，我是一个亚马逊小卖家，这是我做亚马逊的第3年。我们这个频道就是帮助那些比我还要新的新手卖家少走弯路，早日开始赚钱。我们上周还刚和各位说了，那是我们2020年最后一期节目，所以看到这期视频，你惊不惊喜，意不意外，对不对？那为什么呢？是因为我们在年末的时候，我们抓到了 Hillington 的Bradley30。那如果你和大海一样是 Hillington 用户的话，你一定对这个人很熟悉。在过去1年，你发现他在各个地方都有展现，对吧？去年的时候 Hillington 做了 Project X， 也就是他和另外一个美国卖家 Tim Jordan， 他们就现场用 Hillington 去选品去做 launch， 然后在接下来的时间里告诉各位说这个产品卖了多少钱，他们选了多少个产品。所以呢，我们在年末的时候有机会和 Bradley 做了一次采访，然后 Bradley 说赶快把这期视频放出来。那我们在这期视频里呢，我们讲的是很多干货。Bradley 告诉我们说，他最近开发的马尔代夫蜜月排名法。那马尔代夫我们都知道嘛，我们都听过麦兜的故事水清沙幼那个地方。那他呢，就为了让这个排名法更为人能记住呢，他就专门从美国飞到了马尔代夫，在希尔顿酒店录制了一期视频。那他目前呢，也在 Hillington 的YouTube 频道里边，他做了一个8天的直播。我们就把他这个8天的直播和他1个小时的播客内容总结成了5个要点。我让他说 Bradley 你总结5个要点，他就总结了5个要点跟我们在这期节目当中去分享。那在这期节目里呢Bradley 还告诉我们说为什么要去准备海外仓，要做自发货。他还告诉我们说如何去后台设置信用卡才能获得马尔代夫旅行的机会。那我们在去年的时候，其实大海和各位分享过我们是如何用交通银行获得返现，对吧？那 Bradley 他告诉我们说，他这次飞到马尔代夫的商务舱机票和在马尔代夫住的希尔顿酒店$2500一晚，都是通过在后台设置 PPC 从信用卡后款得到的。那在这个节目的最后呢，他还告诉我们说 Hillington 在年底时候做了促销。Bradley 还让他的女儿出镜讲了中文，绝对是一个惊喜。那在视频的最后呢 Hillington 还告诉我们说，他目前有一个促销，这个促销会在48小时之后结束。那他的一个福利呢，就是说你可以获得2个月的向 Kevin King、向 Bradley30提问的机会，会有一个线上的讨论会。那我们就现在看一下 Bradley 的这期访谈。各位应该也是第一次听我的英文，谢谢大家。我们这次真的是要2021年再见了。
Good afternoon, Bradley. Welcome to our channel. For our audience, this is our first English-speaking YouTube channel. You can understand my English right now. This is the best I can speak. Bradley. Bradley is I think is the chief evangelist in Hillington. Hillington is in my opinion, is the best software we Amazon sellers may use in our selling process. Today, Bradley brought us some tips and tricks for 2021, and we also gathered quite a lot of questions in our WeChat group, and we want to read them to Bradley. Bradley, say hello.
Hello, everybody. How's it going? Ni hao.
Yeah, you can speak Chinese. Have you ever been to China several times?
About 2 or 3 times, yes.
Yeah. Some of you may not know Bradley have Asian root. He has Philippine blood in him.
Yes. Yeah, half Filipino.
Yeah. He used to be a Zumba teacher, which has one of the largest audience in YouTube.
Once I gave a Zumba class in Shanghai.
Yeah.
They flew me to Shanghai to do a class. Yeah, once, actually.
Yeah. Next time you come here, I'll attend Zumba
Okay,
class.
there you go. You'll be on the stage. You'll be on the stage with me.
Bradley, you are tall, right? I see in the video you are.
Yes.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, about 190 centimeters.
Wow. So Bradley, let's cut to the point. I see you have the Maldives honeymoon launch in your podcast, 200 episode. That is a big one, hour-long video. And right now you are doing an 8-day live event on YouTube, explaining what the Maldives honeymoon is. Just share us some thoughts.
Sure. So it's not like an official term from Amazon or anything like that. I made it up. But what a lot of Amazon sellers understand, there is a honeymoon period, regular honeymoon. Usually the first 1 month or 2 months of a listing, anything that happens on the listing seems to give you more of an increase, increase impressions, increase in page ranking for what a older listing has to do. So if you have a listing that's like 9 months old and you're doing a Facebook campaign or search find buy, maybe you need to give away, 100 for getting to page 1. But in the regular honeymoon, maybe it's like 50 or 40, so like less. But then what I discovered is that there's like a big honeymoon. Maldives honeymoon is like, if you hit it right, instead of 100, instead of 50, it's like 10 or 15 only, because it's such a powerful time to improve the ranking of your listing. And so in that podcast, we talked about, about 5 different main factors of how to take advantage of it. The first one is, instead of creating your listing in the beginning, before it's manufactured, wait till it arrives to a warehouse, like maybe a warehouse you're storing the material at, or the storing the products before it goes to Amazon. And then when it's ready to ship to Amazon, then you create the listing, and then you create the FNSKU sticker. You send some to Amazon, and the others you turn on and make a fulfilled by merchant listing from day 1. And then within 24 hours of the listing being on, start to generate the sales, start to get sales immediately from day 1. So that's like one of the most important parts. The second part, it kind of has to do with product research, because before you even choose the product, a good sign of how you can take advantage of the Maldives honeymoon is if the keyword you're targeting, whether it's PPC, whether it's search, find, buy, ManyChat, whatever, how somebody is using to launch, if that keyword, not many people have it in the title of their listing for that first page, it's good. That means it's easier for you to rank for it. If, of course, it has to be in your title. So that's like the second thing. Number 3 is you need to have multiple keywords at the same time you're targeting. So if you have a keyword, you want to get on page 1 coffin shelf, don't just do coffin shelf for your marketing. Do 3 or 4 at the same time. Coffin shelf, maybe black coffin shelf for wall, Gothic coffin shelf. But coffin shelf is a word inside the phrase, and then you're just making other words related. And then at the same time, you do all of those. Point number 4 is put multiple keywords in your title that you can kind of put together. You cannot put coffin shelf, black coffin shelf, Gothic coffin shelf. That's going to look ugly for the title. But how many keywords can you put together? For example, maybe one keyword is Gothic black coffin shelf. Right there, that's one phrase. But how many phrases is inside those 4 words? Gothic black coffin shelf, coffin shelf, shelf. Like maybe those are 4 keywords, phrases in phrase form in one phrase. So try to get multiple keywords in there. And then another one is to make sure that the keywords you have in your listing, you optimize it similar to your competition. So maybe your product is a coffin shelf. Now you see who is the top 5 sellers for coffin shelf. You check what keywords are they ranking highly for. Probably that's the one that you want to rank highly for. But however they have it in their listing, try to make sure you have something similar. So if they have certain keywords they're ranking high for, and they have it in their title, you should put that keyword in your title, even if it's not the target keyword for your campaign. If they have a keyword in their bullet point, put that in your bullet points, because then if the listing is new, Amazon is looking at that and says, this one has similar keywords to this product here, and this product is doing good for this keyword. We're going to maybe think that this new product, your product, is going to do good for the same keywords. So that's another aspect of it. And then the last part is just make sure to have both SKUs active if you can, always fulfilled by Amazon and fulfilled by merchant at the same time. So there's other little factors involved, but those are the 5 main factors of the Maldives honeymoon launch.
Yeah. Thank you, Bradley. You save us quite time listening to the podcast, watching the 8-day live. Wow, that's intense. Thank you. Some follow-up questions. Bradley, you mentioned we have to turn the FBM the first day.
Yes.
So after the inventory went to FBA into the FBA warehouse, do we still keep the
yes
FBM?
I always this isn't new. For 5 years, anytime I consult for other people's accounts or I help people on Amazon, I always suggest always have both, because what happens is sometimes fulfilled by merchant will get the buy box, right? We saw that in 2020 a lot because Amazon is delaying the shipping. So actually fulfilled by merchant can arrive sooner. And if that's the case, that one will have the buy box. Other times is not everybody has Amazon Prime. So let's say, you've got a product, some kind of spray, and it's $20. If I don't have Amazon Prime and I'm searching for this on the app, sometimes there'll be no buy box, because if I have to order this from the Prime listing, Amazon has to charge $10 more shipping or $8 more shipping. So the price is not 20, it's 30. And because it's $30, Amazon thinks maybe I'm not interested in it. So now there's no buy box. And even if there is a buy box, if me as a customer sees this, I'm like, $20 is good. But then I add it to my cart and now it's $30 because I don't have Prime. I'm going to cancel. I don't want to buy this. $30 is too much. I'll find it from somebody else. But if you have this as fulfilled by merchant, you can offer the free shipping too, $20, and still maybe make the same money. So now, because I had the fulfilled by merchant listing, now I won't lose the sales from the customers who don't have Amazon Prime.
Yeah, thank you. That's great to hear that. Bradley, you mentioned we should create the listing the last minute, like the same day when we create the listing, put on the FNSKU and send directly to the warehouse.
Yes.
Amazon sometimes they go crazy about the category approval side. Do you create the listing beforehand? If they do not trigger the category approval, then you delete the listing and do the listing later.
Well, it depends. I myself never had any trouble with category approval because I don't sell in categories where it's, pesticide or gas or anything like that. However, my 2021 tip, it actually has to do with this is a similar question here. My biggest tip for 2021 is doing the PPC test listing like we did in Project X. So you're not sure if there's demand enough, regardless what you see demand on Amazon, or maybe you got the idea from AliExpress or Etsy or some other website, and you're not sure, is this going to be popular on Amazon? One advantage Chinese sellers have who live in China is they can get samples pretty easy, local, and then get some samples, 5 or 10, send it to Amazon for a test listing. And in the test listing, you're checking the PPC spend, you're checking clicks, you're checking how many people are buying your product at a high price. And then depending on that, now you go and order your product. So since you are making a test listing in that category, even if there's some kind of category approval issue, that's all finished because you went through that in your test listing. When you make your real listing, you don't use the test listing. You use a brand new one. But you don't have to worry about category approval because if you have that, it's already finished. You did that 2 months ago for the test listing.
Yeah, that's great. You mentioned your tips and tricks. Let's go straight to that. What's your tips and tricks for 2021 for Amazon sellers?
Yeah, so that's my main one. My main one is something that, that's not new. We talked about that in Project X 1 year ago, but I think not enough sellers do that, is do the test listing first if you're not sure if there's enough demand, if you want to help validate the demand. The second tip is how to even find that kind of demand. Like everybody, of course, can use different tools to see what is trending on Amazon, but I suggest looking off of Amazon for trends that are even ahead. Sometimes something on even, even in China, 1688 or AliExpress, sometimes those are more fresh than Amazon, because it's just like the American website like Etsy. Etsy is a marketplace in America where most of the sellers, it's a requirement. You have to be handmade. Like maybe they have their garage and they're making, some product there in their garage. So if you have an idea or you see something is trend on Etsy, you can have a listing in 2 days or 3 days because you're making the product right there. Amazon is usually behind like 5 months. And the reason is because like if I'm an American seller, I see a trend. I'm like, ooh, this is exciting. Everybody's going to like this. What's my process? I have to go find a factory. I have to go get a sample, examine it, send it back. Okay, now production. Now we ship from China to Amazon. Now it's for sale. That's like 4 months or 5 months. So sometimes websites like Etsy or AliExpress, there's items on there that are trending and are ahead of Amazon. So it's a great place to find the product opportunity.
Okay. Bradley, those 2 tips are great value. I hope my audience may take the essence of it. You mentioned Project X. That is eye-opening experience to see you and Tim Jordan do the product research, do the launch in a period of time, and we finally see results. That's amazing. So share us some fun moments in the process. How is there any nervous moment? You say like you're running out of stock. Is there anything like that?
Yes. So we've run out of stock many times. So the problem is, my full-time job is, like you said, chief evangelist in Helium 10 and director of training. It's not to be an Amazon seller. So, but I'm still responsible for the Project X as if I was an Amazon seller, but I don't have enough time. Like I have maybe 1 hour a week I can pay attention to Project X. So like 3 or 4 times we ran out of stock, even for 1 month, because I'm not paying attention. But we still did really well. Like in December, we sold maybe $40,000 of coffin shelves and egg tray. And this is something, we get this in, China, maybe $4, less than $4. We're selling it for $32. And sometimes in December, we were selling 40, 50, 60 a day of this product. So it was really good. But I'll tell you a funny story during Project X. Almost nobody knows. So
wow.
Tim Jordan, before, like, I don't know, 15 years ago, he was a paramedic. Do you know what that is? Like ambulance.
Ambulance.
Yeah, working ambulance. So it's actually good. So we were in our room preparing the next episode of Project X, just me and Tim. And all of a sudden, I kept smelling something. I was like, like maybe Tim ate something bad and he's making some bad smell. And I was like, man, this is very rude. Like, why is Tim not saying anything? The smell is terrible. So I thought it was bad, but I was embarrassed to say something because I'm like, I don't want to say anything. But I was thinking like, Tim Jordan is so rude to make this smell, and doesn't tell me about it. So then I was just stretching like this, and I felt my back, and I look, and my hand is wet. I'm like, what is this? And it was a very bad smell. What happened was I had this, I don't know how to, if you know the word cyst, C-Y-S-T, cyst, and it exploded on my back. And so all of this thing came out. And so it was me that had the bad smell because something opened in my back. And we had to go to the bathroom, and he had the first aid kit. And I had complete blood coming all out of my back. And he was like trying to fix me. And then people would come into the bathroom, and I have no shirt. And then here's Tim like on my back. And people were like, they just went away. They just ran away. But it's a good thing Tim was there. he could give me a first aid. But yeah, that's Project X behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's great to know. First time I know Tim is a type parade. Bradley, it's good to know you run out of stock because we sellers, even we are in China, we run out of stock more often. So I want to follow the question. It's the Amazon they banned us from sending more than 200 new items to the warehouse in last August. It may affect a lot of sellers, even international sellers, because we do not have local warehouse along with the FBA. What's your tips? It seems Amazon will not lift that ban recently.
Well, the first thing for tips is do not try to do a trick. A lot of people are doing things like that, like opening up many Chrome browsers and then trying to do it at the same time, or just choosing one location, and like a lot of tips. And those things were working for maybe 1 week or 2 weeks. And then Amazon caught it. And then some sellers got suspended. Other sellers, their shipments was canceled. So don't try and trick Amazon. It's not going to work. So that's my first tip. But for me nowadays, I just think you almost have to have a third-party warehouse in America. And I think that this is important at any time, regardless if there's the 200, because like I said, I think part of Amazon, it's going to be more important in 2021 to also offer the fulfilled by merchant. And unless you have a warehouse in America, you don't have to own the warehouse. There's many companies that offer the warehouse space. You can't offer fulfilled by merchant unless you have the warehouse. So my suggestion is that's part of the Maldives honeymoon too. Don't send it to Amazon first. Find a warehouse, send it there, and then keep some inventory there. And then as your inventory increase, then just send it little by little. But if you're selling fast, like 50 a day, 200 is gone in 4 days. That's not enough time to send new inventory, right? But that's why you already had the fulfilled by merchant listing still active. So now the buy box goes to the fulfilled by merchant. You don't lose the buy box. Your listing is not live. So number one, for sellers in other countries, China, Europe, doesn't matter. If they're selling in America, I think you need a friend who has a warehouse or garage or something, or a professional company.
Yeah, that's great. Bradley, I see you have a 30-second moment every time you do the podcast. Now you are the other side of the table. Think a little bit. At the end of this show, you will have your 30 seconds. For my audience, Bradley is the chief evangelist, and he's an Ironman. He never sleeps. I used to watch the live events 4 p.m. and the tomorrow 8 a.m. He ran a new one. He's insane. So Bradley, you talk a lot about the tips and tricks about the trend in Amazon. Tell us something more about Hillington. What's your next year plan?
The first tip or trick. How about this? I'm going to my daughter studied Chinese in college.
Wow.
So I'm going to have her say something.
That's great.
For the first one. Okay, is that good? Let's see if you can understand. All right. So Shakira, what should you tell them?
Hillington 是最好的软件，我希望每一个在看的人都能买。
That's good. That's good. 你讲得很好。
You can understand that?
I can understand that. That's perfect. That's better than some of the southern Chinese people.
So maybe ask her something simple in Chinese. Let's see if she can understand.
你已经上大学了吗？
我现在没上大学，我在工作。
你已经工作了？
可以再说一遍？
你现在已经开始工作了吗？就是你
好，是的。
So it's good. It's okay.
That's good. That's good.
All right, good.
You can understand my
All right.
Chinese.
谢谢。
OK，再见。
再见, 再见. Well, that's surprising. That's really surprising. I don't know. You have a daughter of that age. Oh, you seem so young, but
Yeah. Okay.
Is she love Chinese, or you force him?
No, she chose to do it. So when I found out she wants, I'm like, yeah, that's a good idea. I think it's important. I'm too old to learn Chinese. You know, I could speak Spanish and a little bit of Japanese, but that was from when I was younger. Now it's too late for me to learn Chinese.
That's
so
good.
If she wants
next time come to China. She can be your translator.
There we go. Yeah.
That's great.
So one tip, I have a question for you. In China, credit cards, do you have like the credit cards, like if you use the credit card, you get some cash back or you get some airplane points or something like that?
Yeah, I see where you go. The points and mileage, right?
That's important, I think. I think you and I know that. And maybe we think everybody knows this, but what some people don't know is when you spend your PPC, the default, if you don't change anything, Amazon takes your PPC spend from the money you make on Amazon, from your every 2 weeks money. That's doing nothing for you. So you go to your Seller Central and change that. Don't take it from my money. Please charge this credit card. And then if the credit card has the points, I went to the Maldives, right? I flew business class to Maldives. That's $5,000 flight. I stayed in a hotel. Every night is $2,500. I didn't pay anything. I paid nothing. Why? Because my credit card is using the Chase. It's using American Express, Hilton for the PPC. And then so now I get the points, travel points. So if you're an Amazon seller, find that credit card in China or wherever you're listening and have the points, because you have to spend the money anyways. You have to buy the PPC. At least make your spending count for something.
Yeah, Bradley, people in China, some of them are quite conservative. They are afraid if they change anything in the backend, the dashboard of Seller Central, they may get suspended. Is that okay to change that?
Well, I wouldn't say change the credit card every month or something, but to change from, your credit card is already in the Seller Central because that's what you pay every month, $39. You have to already have a credit card. So all you're doing is changing the PPC to charge that same credit card. So you're not even adding, hopefully you're not even adding the credit card, but even if you're just adding, it should be okay. Now, if every month you're changing which credit card, this month is Hilton, this month is Chase. No, don't do that. But just changing it once should be okay.
Yeah, that's good. So let's talk back to Helium 10. What's your plan for next year, for 2021, for you and for Helium 10?
We have new tools coming out. We have new updates of tools coming out. Especially the thing that will get a lot of improvement is our ads tool, which I already is great. I use it. I'm managing more than 150 PPC campaigns with our ads tool. It only takes me 1 or 2 hours a week because it's so easy. But it's going to get way better because recently we bought the company PrestoZon, which before was a very, very popular PPC company in the United States. Now it's part of Helium 10. So we're going to take a lot of the best things from the PrestoZon and implement it to Helium 10 ads. So you're going to see even more benefits. So we've got some great things prepared for Amazon sellers and even for other sellers. We even have something in January that, I don't think it's for your audience. Your audience maybe won't find too much value, but who knows? But let me just put it this way. We have something coming out that many people in China, I think, will be able to use. Let me just say that. I can't say too much, but let me just say that.
Let's wait and see in January. January is in 2 days. That's good.
The end of January, we'll announce it.
Yeah, that's 32 days.
Not in 2 days. Not in 2 days.
Okay. So Bradley, I see at the end of the year, Hillington got some special offers for the 2 months, and it includes some bonus tips. Tell us something about that.
Yeah, we have some a special offer. It's only available in until the December 31st at PM. So that is, China time, January 1st afternoon. But it's save 25% off month 1 and month 2, and get 2 months free of the Freedom Ticket Extra. And Freedom Ticket Extra is our coaching program where twice a week you can ask us questions. Myself, Kevin King, Karen, who is our listing optimization expert, Vince, our PPC expert. But it allows you to ask us questions, and we have special presentations. That one by itself costs $77 a month, but we're giving 2 months away for free. So total value is about $200 of special gifts. And so that's the current special that we have going right now.
That's good. That's good to know. So people who are interested in Hillington, you may try Hillington for 2 months, and you'll get addicted to it.
Yes, so, I hope so.
Thank you, Bradley. That's almost 30 minutes. The last part is your 30 seconds. Prepare.
All right.
And go.
So my 30-second tip for the day is when you are interested in a product and you validate it, maybe you found it in Black Box, now you validate it on Amazon, but it looks like maybe it's too late. Take that same keyword, check AliExpress, check Etsy, check Pinterest, and you're looking if there is a different material. Like for the egg tray, everything was plastic and metal. When I check the other websites, it's wooden is trending. So even if the main keyword is too saturated, look is a different material, wood, plastic, metal, maybe trending on the other website, and maybe that's a good product opportunity for you.
Yeah, that's good to know because we are in China. We have all the resources, factories. They can do a custom. That's good. Thank you, Bradley. I hope you can join us later along the way for our Chinese sellers. We love you.
Thank you. Do you ever have a in-person meetup next year when no more COVID? I'll go to Shanghai and we can have
wherever you go, I'll go there.
Shanghai, Beijing, we'll have a meetup.
That's good. I'll arrange the meetup for you.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Bradley.
Thank you.